Good morning, everyone. Uh, Khushi, before I start, let me tell you. Uh, First of all, let me introduce the topic, and then uh, Kusha ma'am and Monica ma'am will make small address to the gathering, and
Yes,
we
sir,
will be
sure.
waiting for sir to come and sir to give his address. And meanwhile, if possible, Khushi, you could deliver a small introductory something about the enactors. Uh, this enactors was started in the year 2016 in the college at the behest of principal sir, who has always been very proactive for starting various cells. It has been because of his efforts that we have seen so many cells now in our college. You can remember, many teachers can recall that just 7 8 years ago we did not have so many cells in the college. And not only that, whenever we have organized any program, sir has been very cooperative and proactive and always encouraged us to uh, launch such programs. And the topic for today's program, social entrepreneurship during COVID-19, many teachers told me that this is a very timely topic. It was the need of the hour. So I hope that this will be very useful, fruitful. Uh, and social entrepreneurship, it is not only entrepreneurship, it is socially useful also for the society. So the Enactors team has been doing wonderful work, and we hope that, like always, today's session will also be very useful. So with this, I will invite Dr. Kusha Tiwari to give a small address to the gathering.
So I think Principal Sir is also with us. So
That's wonderful. So, sir, can I request you to bless students and the program with your words? Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Uh, Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, good morning to you. So I congratulate the Enactors Society of SLC for organizing this webinar, and particularly Dr. Bharat Bhushan. And I'm happy that during this pandemic time also students are engaged in many, academic and outreach programs, which is also giving us a lot of satisfaction. And with this also, I could see that our Institutional Innovation Council led by Dr. Monica, she's also there, and IQAC led by Dr. Kusha Tiwari, madam, and her team. So they are also with us in this endeavor. So definitely social entrepreneurship, and all of us also know that how well it has helped us in managing this pandemic also. At the institutional level also, you have seen, and I hope, I don't know whether Dr. Ushasi has addressed or not, but we are also running a program of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, where they are running projects in different villages. That is nothing but social entrepreneurship. So a lot of students are also, and some of the faculties, they are also involved in the process where they have actually gone to the villages and gone to the field to see the problems and bringing out some solutions in collaboration with the villagers and the people. I could see even Pollock, she was actively involved. So they can also throw more light on the what are the problems being faced by the common population nearby, and what are the as a responsible citizen, as a student, as a youngster also, you have enormous challenge. Not only challenge, you have enormous social responsibility to reach out to them. Okay, so by doing this also you can earn little bit, and you can lend a helping hand. So you have an expert, she is also there. I warmly welcome her to address all of you, and I do hope that during this pandemic time, as you know, all of you again, must be reading the newspapers. Even the university has come out with a notice. The college has also circulated notice the way the pandemic is spreading. So with this, again, you have enormous further responsibility. How best you can engage yourself in these outreach programs to help in the society. So with this, once again, I congratulate all of you and welcoming all the participants on board. Thank you. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, sir. Uh, can I request everyone to switch on the camera so that we can have a quick with sir? Please smile, everyone. Yes. Thank you very much, sir. And we are indebted that you have always encouraged us. Uh, After that, I would like to invite Dr. Kusha Tiwari to deliver the welcome address. Sorry, deliver the address.
Thank you, Bharat ji. Firstly, I must congratulate the entire NACTIS team for organizing this webinar on a very relevant topic. And I can see there are a lot of participants here. And as Principal Sir has said that, we under Unnat Bharat Abhiyan project, we have also worked on a similar area, and we've conducted surveys, and we have tried to find out the problems that the people in the villages they face. And specifically, we have tried to outline the opportunities that we can help the villagers and specifically women to tap, the opportunities that they can tap, the opportunities that they can utilize in order to become self-reliant. And social entrepreneurship, I think, is a very important way towards achieving improvement and development and self-reliance, specifically in rural areas. So I must I'm very happy that the NACTIS team is organizing this seminar, and I would heartily like to welcome the resource person of the day. I'm sure the resource person would definitely shed some light on what are the practical concerns that are involved in social entrepreneurship, and what are the avenues that are available these days, specifically funding aspects that people can funding, as well as associating with social entrepreneurship organizations. So what are the opportunities that are available, and what are the right forums that can actually provide such opportunities to people? And specifically in the pandemic time, how everything, every professional engagement, involvement, or social engagement or involvement is happening through digital platforms. So that also is a new area to explore, social entrepreneurship in this time of COVID-19 pandemic. So I'm sure all of us will be benefited by this webinar, and thanks a lot for having for associating IQAC with this program. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kusha. Sorry, ma'am Pushda Ahuja, to keep you waiting. Just a few minutes more.
Of course, thank you so much. I'm really so grateful to all of you for giving me this opportunity. So good to see everyone.
Thank you, same here. And before I invite you to speak, I will invite Monica Goyal ma'am to say a few words.
Well, thank you, Bharat ji. It is indeed a pleasure to invite Institution Innovation Council, SLC, to co-host this webinar on social entrepreneurship with a very talented and multifaceted personality, Ms. Pushda Ahuja. I've read your profile, ma'am. And this is, I am sure your session is going to be an inspiration to all the budding social entrepreneurs.
Thank you so much. Really means a lot.
At such a young age, you're doing a wonderful job. And your life and works are there for them to see that how you can be a very good, sensitive human being first, and then go on to become social entrepreneur as well.
Thank you so much.
I won't take much time. I extend a very warm welcome to you and looking forward for a very engaging session. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Monica. Now about Pushda Ahuja ma'am. She is a co-founder of Samvedana Foundation and an author and an aspiring entrepreneur and a world record holder for being the youngest woman to organize a chess tournament and many more. So at a young age, such a young age, she has been engaged in so many things. When we spend our time in playing and doing wasting away the time actually. She has been making the time count and she has been making it sure that ensuring that society gains from her efforts. That is a very, very noble and commendable thing. So welcome Pushda Ahuja. Thank you very
Thank you so
much.
much. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. So can I share my screen? That would be wonderful. I would love to speak with a PPT that I had prepared. So
You can
I'll
share,
just.
you can share your
I'm not getting the option to share the screen right now.
Look at the bottom. Is there any green button at the bottom of your screen?
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Can we speak right now? We had also prepared a speech from Bhushita ma'am.
Sure, Akshay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Firstly, I would like to thank all the teachers for their encouraging words. And with that, we shall continue. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I may remember. Involve me and I learn. With this course, I, Akshit, with my co-host Tanisha, welcome you all on the behalf of Enactor Society of Shamlal College. We feel honored to be addressing this gathering of changemakers today. We welcome all the teachers to this enlightening webinar on social entrepreneurship during COVID-19 in collaboration with IIC and IQAC Shamlal College. We would also like to thank our respected principal, Professor Ravi Narayan Kar, convener of Enactors, Dr. Bharat Bhushan, convener of IIC, Dr. Monica Goyal, coordinator of IQC, Dr. Kusha Tiwari, for helping us organize this event and joining us today in the webinar. So, on the behalf of the team, we would like to extend a very warm welcome to all the teachers present here.
We would like to request you all to maintain the decorum throughout the webinar. We give the credit of our growth and success to our convener, Mr. Bharat Bhushan sir. Bharat sir has already given the introduction to Ma'am Bhushita, but I would also like to speak. Our speaker, who is one of the founders of Samvedana Foundation, which aims to help the underprivileged chess tournaments. She herself is an amazing player with a record of playing over 40 championships in chess tournaments across state and national levels in India and has represented India in the Commonwealth as well. To add on to the list, she is a 4 times world record holder, a motivational speaker, YouTuber, and an author with the book Open Your Wardrobe for Answers under her name. Please welcome Ms. Pushda Ahuja.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I've just been trying to share the screen, but I'm not able to do it for some reason. Is it possible for me to send the PPT to anyone and if they can share the screen?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. No any issue.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I will just send it across.
Yeah.
So where can I send it?
Bharat sir,
Anji,
please tell me email ID of any student.
ईमेल आईडी पे भी भेजना है या व्हाट्सएप पे भी हो सकता है?
I can send it anywhere. आप जहाँ बोलोगे.
खुशी आपका व्हाट्सएप नंबर है इनके पास?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है,
Yes, sir,
मैं
मेरे
आपको
पास है. Yes, ma'am,
Abhivek.
you can send.
Okay. Just 1 second.
Bhushita ma'am, you are sending it on my WhatsApp number, right?
Yeah, I'm just sending it on your WhatsApp.
Okay, ma'am.
There is some problem with my internet. I'm not able to send it on WhatsApp. Can I get an email ID? I'll just send it.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm just texting you my mail ID. You can mail it.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm really sorry about this.
It's okay. No issues, ma'am.
Yes, I've sent it.
Meanwhile, can you see the icon share screen on the bottom of your screen, ma'am?
I'm not able to see the option. It always shows, but I don't know why it is not showing right now.
Sorry, ma'am, but I haven't received it yet. Can you please reshare it?
Okay. Yes. If it doesn't happen in another 1 minute, I'll just speak without the PPT. It's just loading.
Ma'am, I have received it. Just a
Okay,
minute.
awesome, awesome. So sorry about this. I really didn't expect the internet to be so bad, but
No issues, ma'am.
You see, download this file and open this file. After that, you select the share your screen.
Yes, sir.
if there is any problem and it's not getting shared, then I can speak without it.
No, ma'am, it will not take so long.
Yes, ma'am, I have received your PPT for screen sharing, but it's a PDF, not the PPT.
Yeah, the PDF. So I was trying to screen share. That's what it didn't
So
let
I
me.
can share the PDF. No issues.
Perfect. That would be amazing.
Any student? Any problem? Okay, plus. Yeah,
All
good.
right. Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay. So let me start. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. My name is Pushda Ahuja, and I'm a 16-year-old girl from Delhi. And I'm an author as well as a social entrepreneur. And really, thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. I don't need to introduce myself. I run this organization called Samvedna Foundation. And today I really hope to share my insights based on my experience and journey in this field. Because we started Samvedna in 2019, and during the pandemic, we've been doing a lot of activities, and everything has been going on during the lockdown period. So 2020, 2021, those years have been where we have worked, towards Samvedna the most. So, first of all, let's define who is a social entrepreneur so that we all are on the same page. A social entrepreneur is a person who tries to solve social problems using entrepreneurial skills. And we go on to the next slide. A lot of times, what we are confused about is, does social entrepreneurship mean that you have to work on a non-profit organization? No, not at all. You can make it non monetary, but you can very well choose to garner profits till the time you are able to create a significant impact in the society. Let's go on to the next slide. You must have heard of Muhammad Yunus, the Nobel Peace Prize winner from Bangladesh, who invented microcredit and changed the lives of millions of rural people who started borrowing finance without providing collateral. His work is the best example of social entrepreneurship. He believes that making money is a happiness, and that is a great incentive. Making other people happy is called super happiness. He also shares the benefits that outweigh a generic business. Engaging in social businesses is beneficial to a company because it leverages on business competencies to address social issues, involves one-time investment with sustainable results, and produces other positive effects such as employee motivation and improved organizational structure. Let's go on to the next slide. So, while sustainable development, uh, it is very essential, and it is the idea that human societies must live and meet their needs without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own. And this is a very important practice because it not only saves the national budget, but it fulfills the needs of the people and conserves natural resources as well. A business, therefore, supporting this model naturally has a better brand image among the consumers, and it gets a competitive advantage as well. Let's go on to the next slide. So I thought that during the course of my speech, I could also throw some light on this recent economic model, which was coined down by Miss Kate Raworth, also known as the the donut economic model. As interesting as this term sounds, you must be wondering how this has got anything to do with social enterprise. Essentially, it is a visual framework for sustainable development shaped like a donut, combining concepts of planetary boundaries and the social foundation, as you can see. The center portion of the model represents the proportion of the population that lacks essential resources such as healthcare, education, food, etc., while the crust depicts ecological ceilings that shouldn't be shot, such as chemical pollution and land conversion. An economy that keeps a balance between the two is said to be performing well. The point of discussing this model is that as we are progressing, the aim of economic activity, as we can see, has gradually been shifting from pure monetary objectives to considering social problems to measure the performance of an economy. Through this, I hope you've not only better understood the concept of sustainability, but also the growing importance of addressing and tackling social issues. Because social entrepreneurship is a rising business kind of business, and there are a lot of multiple opportunities that are present in this field because everyone is realizing their duties as an individual to give back to the society, and that's why every business through CSR or through whatever practices they follow, they are trying that in some way they give back to the society. And that's how economics also has been considering the social issues to actually measure the economy. Let's go on to the next slide. So essentially, there are three types of enterprises that exist, and you can find more about this in the book "The Power of Unreasonable People: How Social Entrepreneurs Create Markets That Change the World" by John Elkington and Pamela Hartingen. I would request you to hear this part carefully because there is a question I have later in my speech which is connected to this. The first type of social enterprise is leveraged nonprofit ventures. This is a nonprofit where the organization is dependent on philanthropic activity and sponsorships, and these kinds of funding are what they really aim for to be able to continue their business, and profits is not their ultimate goal. The second type is called hybrid nonprofit ventures, where you can see cost recovery happening through the selling of goods and services. Entrepreneurs here are not dependent on external funding, and they find other streams of revenue to cover up the costs and stay sustainable. The third type is called social business ventures, and these are for-profit entities that provide a social or ecological product or service. Financial profits are an underlying goal, but the focus still remains on creating a significant social impact. Here, however, entrepreneurs do get a return on their effort and involvement. So these are the three basic types of social enterprises that exist. Now let me talk about the way Samvedana Foundation functions, and let's see if you can guess the category that it falls under. If it is a leveraged nonprofit, a hybrid nonprofit, or a social business venture. So a little background as to why I started this organization with my brother. We both are international chess players and we've been playing the sport since the past 9 years. I was 7 years old when I actually started playing this game. Until now, we've traveled across the world and we've represented the country on several occasions. And my brothers even won bronze for Commonwealth. And we've really been very attached to this game. And you must have realized by now that chess has been an integral part of our life since the very beginning. And this passion towards the game is what led us to start Samvedna around 1.5 years ago. And we decided that we were going to teach chess to the underprivileged kids and foster their interest towards the game. We wanted to provide them with opportunities to grow so that one day they could become future grandmasters of India. Currently, we are teaching 350 plus underprivileged kids from across 7 states in India. Now, let me talk about the way we function and get funds to actually carry out these classes. Every project requires financial backing, and to teach kids chess for free, we also had to consider the costs for the materials, the fees that we had to give to the coaches, etc., and make sure that we aren't going into a loss simultaneously. Can we go on to the next slide? Yeah, so this is basically talking about Samvedna, what exactly we've done. So, right, so we didn't want to go into a loss, obviously. We wanted to be sustainable. So we organized a tournament in December 2019, wherein approximately 250 plus players took part. We collected entry fees from them, made profits in this event, and invested all this back into our social cause, not keeping a fixed amount for ourselves. Same way, we also organized online tournaments and workshops with entry fees during the lockdown to stay sustainable. So the thing is that we basically, when we started Samvedna, it was the pandemic wasn't going on in 2019, and we had this goal in our mind that we are going to start physical centers and carry out physical coaching. But then very soon the pandemic hit, and we were in this state where we had to make a decision what to do with Samvedna, how to carry out everything. So that time we were like, nothing is going to stop us. We are still going to continue whatever we had planned to do, regardless of the online, everything becoming digital. So, but in fact, this decision was really, really beneficial for us, because initially we were thinking we will only target Delhi. But because everything became digital and we started thinking, to scale up, we were able to expand to 7 states in India. And that wouldn't have been possible had we just stuck to Delhi itself. So now I would like you all to guess which type of a social enterprise does Samvedana come under. Is it a leveraged nonprofit, a hybrid nonprofit, or a social business? So I would request all of you to please put your answers down in the chat box, and let's see if you are able to guess which one it is. Maybe you could go up one slide so that everyone just, Yeah, out of these three options, right? So let's just wait for 1 minute and see if everyone can put in their answers. Okay. Someone says it's hybrid, someone says it's a social business venture, someone says leveraged. Can we have some more answers? Okay, social, leverage, hybrid. A very, like, there's a mix of answers I can see. Okay. So let me answer this question. So in reality, Samvedna is a hybrid nonprofit. We are not depending on sponsors or philanthropists. We are generating our own revenue through tournament fees. And moreover, all our profits are pulled back in and we don't take a percentage out of them for personal gains. And therefore, it rightly falls into this category. So it is a hybrid nonprofit. Can we go down 2 slides? Yes, thank you. So, if I talk about social entrepreneurship in general, then and compare it to the generic forms of business, the major difference that you will see is in the intent and purpose of the entrepreneurs. While commercial companies are strictly working for a return on their investment, social entrepreneurs are driven by the notion to create change, impact lives, and contribute to the welfare of their community. I myself am driven by this famous Hindi doha, which you must have definitely heard. बड़ा हुआ तो क्या हुआ जैसे पेड़ खजूर पंक्ति को छाया नहीं फल लागे अति दूर. What's the point of growing up as tall as the Khajur tree if you can't even provide shade to a single human? We humans are social animals and codependent on each other. It is our duty to give back to the society, not for materialistic gains, but for the simple reason that helping others brings self-satisfaction, which I throw, which I feel is like the purest form of happiness. We look for joy all around us. Our desires are unlimited, and happiness derived from outside is short lived. Permanent state of happiness occurs when you get joy from within yourself, independent of any other factors. So, if you want to start a social enterprise of your own, work on a social issue that is very close to your heart, something that you are deeply passionate about, something that will motivate you and drive you to give in your best. You can work in any sector: healthcare, women empowerment, environment, child labor, etc. I chose underprivileged empowerment through sports because that was my passion, because I was a sports player since since the very beginning. Can we go on to the next slide? Let me share a few examples with you. Yeah. Let me share a few examples with you of successful social enterprises so that you can have a better idea about what exactly they look like. So Ashoka Innovators for the Public, that is one social enterprise which is very famous, and it was founded in 1981 by Bill Drayton, and this particular venture takes a multifaceted approach to finding and supporting social entrepreneurs globally. Similarly, Black Mykowski is known as the founder of Tom's Shoes, and he is credited for investing $300,000 of personal funds into the company. Tom's pledged to donate one pair of shoes for every one pair that is sold in their business. Slide 11. Can we go next slide? Yeah, thank you. So I've spoken quite a bit about social entrepreneurship, but there are a few key takings that you all must remember that are common to all businesses alike. Entrepreneurship is about thinking creatively, coming up with out of the box solutions. It is about dreaming big and being ambitious, yet practical at the same time. Whatever you do, You must set short-term and long-term goals for your organization because they will motivate you to achieve higher and create a larger impact. Stay committed, given your 100%, and never give up. At the end, I would like to say an entrepreneur is someone who jumps off the cliff and builds a plane on the way down. And social entrepreneurship, as I said earlier, it's a very growing field, and there are a lot of opportunities that are there in this field. And I if you are running a social enterprise, then a few key takeaways that I would like to talk about, from my personal experience with Samvedna. Getting philanthropists to invest in your organization or getting sponsors, that is difficult because you need to really convince them to give you a large sum. But because we are in this era of digitalization and everything has become digital, then I feel there are a lot of venues that have opened up. For example, crowdfunding is one option that is really a great idea if you want to really get funds to start something and implement something that you really strongly feel for. Then I feel that you can definitely go ahead with crowdfunding, and it gives you a very good result. And I feel that the in during these COVID times, the importance of social entrepreneurship has even emerged more and more, because in the pandemic we have realized that there are so many everything is related to social issues, and we have been stuck in our homes, we have been trapped inside the four walls of our rooms. Because of this lockdown, we are not able to step out, the economy has collapsed, and everyone is facing a lot of problems in their daily lives because of the pandemic. And whenever there is a problem, that is when entrepreneurs emerge, that is when solutions are found out, and entrepreneurs, what their main aim is to solve the problems of the society and turn them into profit making businesses. So because of the pandemic, it has definitely impacted businesses in a very negative way, but it has also given opportunities to new businesses to come up and to solve the present problems that have arisen due to this situation. And that's why we have realized that social entrepreneurship is going to be the future of tomorrow. With this, a big thank you to everyone present in the audience, and especially Team Enactus SLC for putting in so much effort to make this event possible. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time and patience. I really hope you took back something from today's session, and I'll be happy to answer any questions now.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your ideas on social entrepreneurship during COVID-19. We are grateful for the time and effort you took to share your thoughts and experience with us.
Thank you.
If there is any question regarding the speech, audience can ask in the chat box.
Yeah, Bhushita, I would like to ask one question.
Sure.
Other than chess, any other game you're looking forward to, wherein your foundation would be working ahead in that direction?
Yes. Right. So we started off with chess because that is, we know the field very well. We've worked with coaches and we have experience in the field. That's why we started off with chess. But we really want to expand to other sports as well, like football, like we want to introduce karate, especially karate for women, so that they learn self defense. That's something in our mind. We hopefully after chess we are looking for karate. and then we will expand to other sports, whatever is possible to teach in the slum areas, because something like swimming might not be as easy to execute, because chess is something that can be even taught digitally and it doesn't require a lot of equipment, while swimming requires a proper infrastructure as well. So whatever sports will be easier to teach and deliver to the underprivileged sections, we will start with them first and then go on to the other sports. But yes, that's in our mind. But once again, I'm really, really so glad that you invited me today. I'm really so grateful to all of you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we
Okay,
have
so
a
I
question
think,
from the
yeah.
audience. Yeah.
Yes, I think there is a question about basically funding and how to get funding. Yeah, how like crowdfunding basically. Okay, so you are saying that if crowdfunding also doesn't work, then what next to do, right? I hope that's the question. Okay, so crowdfunding, yes, I mean, it's comparatively easier to execute than speaking to philanthropists and getting big time investments. But if crowdfunding also doesn't work, then I feel that social media can be a great tool, because if you really, spread awareness on social media and get people to donate and get people to come and support you, then that would really make a big difference, because for us also social media was very effective, and we were able to garner a lot of support for the organization through social media. Just by putting out posts and talking about what we are doing, we got people to donate without even asking them to give in anything at all. And I feel that, like, if your business model is really, really dependent on funding, then that may also be a problem. So if you can somehow twerk the business model in a way that you are not totally dependent on getting investments and funding, then that would also make a difference. I hope that answers your question. Thank you. Are there any more questions?
Yes, any more questions?
Sure, I'd love to talk about my book. So, actually, open your wardrobe for answers. That is very, it has nothing to do with Samvedna and all. In fact, it's about clothing psychology, basically how your dressing sense impacts it talks about your personality. So, it was something that really interested me, it really fascinated me, because I had never heard of this subject. It was a very a rare topic for me. So I tried to explore the topic and started researching about it, not to write a book, but just to, find more about it and get the knowledge that I really wanted to get. And when I started, when I found out more about it and I researched and I got some really cool facts and information, and I shared it with my family and my parents, and then they said that, this sounds really interesting and you should turn this into a book. And then I started writing a book on that. Daily schedule. um daily schedules. So being a high school student now in 12th grade, I really have to manage academics with all my extracurriculars. That is of utmost importance, because academics again is a priority. You can't leave that at all. And I'm an IB student, so I have to write a lot of research papers. There are a lot of projects that I have to do. So I feel, managing time is a very important thing for anyone. And if you're able to effectively manage your time, then you can actually get a lot out of your day and make it very fruitful. So the basic trick I follow is I basically make a schedule, and I denote what tasks in my day are urgent, which ones are important, and which ones are both urgent and important. And then according to that, I do follow the chronological order. Whatever is both urgent and important, I do that first, and then I do the urgent things and then the important things. And when I'm done with that, then I do my recreational activities and fun things. That way I'm able to manage my time. Okay, what inspired me to do all this at such a young age? I feel that, I mean, I don't know if there was just a single person who inspired me. There are a lot of people who have inspired me, a lot of sports athletes, a lot of, successful individuals who have always inspired me. But I feel it was my passion, and that is what led me to do whatever I did, because I didn't have any ulterior motives in mind that I wanted to do this for this purpose. I just wanted to, uh, it was like, especially with Samvedna, I was in 9th or 10th grade, and we were in this crossroads where we had to choose between either pursuing sports at a professional level and, putting academics on backseat, or focusing on academics, because both things together was it was very challenging. It was not a very good idea. So that time we chose academics because we felt that being teenagers, academics should remain, as a top priority. And we were very, with a heavy heart, we said we'll take chess as a hobby now, not as a career. But that's when, some Vedna came into our mind, that chess has given us so much. It has all our travel memories, everything has been related to chess, and it has developed life skills in us, like creativity has been developed by chess, problem solving skills, communication, time management, patience, so many skills. So we wanted out of this game, we wanted us to also experience what bliss chess can be. And that's what led us to start Samvedna. And similar with my book also, that we it was all about passion and enthusiasm and fascination, and the thirst to do something different, to do something that I really wanted to do. So there is a question, how to gather courage to start a startup. Okay, so I feel that any entrepreneur by definition is a risk taker. There is no business or entrepreneurship that you can be a part of without with a guarantee that it will be successful. You will find failures in every project that you take up, and you have to be prepared to take that risk. But I feel instead of taking failures in the sense that they are failures, you should take them in a positive light, that they are still learning opportunities, and even if you do fail, then you're going to learn something out of it and you won't make that mistake again. With some Vedna also, everything wasn't like just a cakewalk, because I remember when we were organizing the tournament, first 2 weeks we didn't get any registrations, and we all were almost about to call off the event, because we were like, how is this going to work? If no one comes, why will we invest so much money to create such an event, and how will it be a success? So that all those things happened. Then we had to work our marketing strategies. We had to really try work in put in a lot more effort into reaching out to people, and finally we were able to get 250 players. But imagine 2 weeks of marketing and you don't get a single registration. That can be very heartbreaking. So you have to be prepared for setbacks, but you don't have to be afraid from them, because that is what entrepreneurs are about. um, Working for a social cause, people think it is really important to gather people of the same mindset, that is social welfare. But how important is it to be competitive in this field as well? I think competition's there in every kind of business that you do, because social entrepreneurship also, there is definitely competition. Of course, it's not that cutthroat competition that you will find in generic businesses, because there the whole motive is just profits. But here I think the competition is to create impact, to create a larger impact, because social entrepreneurships are driven by impact. And I feel it's kind of a healthy competition, because when you are competing with others to help out more and more people, then the society at large is benefiting out of it. And that kind of competition I feel is necessary. And there's a question: if I want to do online business, first thing every marketer asks about investment. But at this age where no income source, from where I do I get the money to invest? So if I don't know what kind of a online business it is. If it requires how much funds it requires. If it requires a lot of funds, then definitely you will have to make a very convincing pitch, and then speak to angel investors and all through LinkedIn or through social media also. And if your pitch is very convincing and your idea is very unique, then definitely there are a lot of opportunities available out there and people will invest. But if you require a little amount of funds, then I'd say that make a social media page and start talking about your initiative there, and then you will be able to drive people to support you. And crowdfunding as well is a good alternative. Okay, everyone has bad days. How do you deal with your bad days? So yes, completely agreed that everyone does have bad days. Like I told you, I also, when I was doing that, doing the Samvedna competition, and that was those 2 weeks were very disappointing for us. Even as a chess player, also I faced a lot of you don't always win in a chess match, or there are a lot of times when you lose, and that is very very disappointing. But I feel again, taking things in a positive light is very very important. Of course, you shouldn't be like ignoring the mistakes you made. You should keep them in your mind so that you don't repeat them again. But think of it in a positive light, because positive affirmations will really help turn that bad day into a day where you are learning a lot and taking back something from whatever went wrong. Yeah, I think I've answered all the questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful insights.
Thank you.
Now I would like to welcome Palak ma'am for vote of thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tanisha. Yeah, Pushda Ahuja ma'am, I would like to extend my gratitude for having you with us. It was indeed a very, very interesting session, and I hope our students must have learned a lot. You have motivated them a lot. Your
Thank you so much.
enthusiasm, your zeal, it's really appreciable. And
Thank
I hope you have a great future ahead. My best wishes with you. And
Thank you.
I would also like to thank our principal, sir. He has been very, very encouraging, motivating us to take up such issues. Kusha ma'am, Dr. Kusha Tiwari ma'am, convener IQAC, Dr. Monica Goel ma'am, convener IIC, and our convener of Enactus SLC, Dr. Bharat Bhushan sir. Thank you, sir, for always motivating us and encouraging us. I would also like to thank Suman Jha sir for the technical support, all the teachers who are present here. And last but not the least, our entire team of enactors, our very dear students who have been there for us always, and they have worked a lot for this seminar. And I would like to appreciate your efforts for that as well. Also, a big thank you to everyone for sparing their valuable time on Sunday. So it was great to have you all, and hope to have such sessions in future as well.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you to all the teachers, all the students, everyone. I'm really very grateful. Thank you.
Can we have a group photo as well if everyone
Sure.
could switch on their videos? All the team members. I think Bharat sir wants to say, they want to say something. He wants to say something.
Yeah, I'm unmute.
Please unmute him.
1 minute.
No, Palak ma'am, I was just wondering how inspirational this talk was. Not only the talk, the way it was delivered, and not only the way it was delivered, the personality in itself is very, very
Thank you so
inspiring.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And I also must thank our enactors team who has discovered such a personality and who have taken all the effort to invite her to the college. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone. Hope you have a great day.
And that brings us to the end of the event. We would like to thank all for attending the event, and we request you all. Thank you.
I think she was not audible because of the network issue, I think. So she was saying that please fill out the feedback form and avail the e-certificate. Thank you.
Sir, session over.
Yeah.
So disconnect your meeting.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.